Diamondbacks kick off Father's Day weekend by taking custody of Game 1 of the series. We're lighting this bad boy up. Diamondbacks win 5-1. They spanked the Padres, and we have more in 30 seconds. Don't you go anywhere. Welcome in to another edition of the PHNX Diamondbacks podcast right here on PHNX. My name is Derek Montilla, occasionally as your mayor of PHNX. We got my man Damon Dog, occasionally known as, I don't know what the hell's going on anymore, a magician. I've called him the human rabbit foot, whatever he is, he's a good luck charm for this team. Diamondbacks remain undefeated since Damon has returned on days that we do the post-game show, and I don't know what to say other than...
We are digging our own grave, Derek.
You're welcome. That's what I'm saying. You're welcome. Welcome in, you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Of course, this show is brought to you by our friends at Bet365 and our friends at Game Time. Go download that Bet365 app right now. Use our code of PHNX365 when you sign up. You'll get yourself $150 in bonus bets if you follow the rules. And of course, over at Game Time, use our code of PHNX. You'll get $20 off your first ticket purchase. Use it to go to a Friday game, drape yourself in purple, and watch the Diamondbacks beat the Padres like they did tonight by a score of 5-1. What better way to start Father's Day weekend than beating up on your Padre, right? I mean, it's always good to get a win over your Padre. And of course, the Diamondbacks did that. This was game 69 of the season, by the way. Nice. I had to start off with that. Diamondbacks win this one 5-1. They have once again summited Mount 500. They are one game above 500. Damon, you know what that means. Wonderful. Delightful. It'll never be delightful. Diamondbacks sit at 35-34. And man, what a win this one was. A thorough victory over the Padres. And to be honest, didn't really look like it was going to go the Diamondbacks' way with the way the defense went early on. But one single umpire interference call somehow turned the luck of the team. It was like a spell from Wicked. Diamondbacks, next thing you know, they turn around and they win this one by a score of 5-1 and had some excellent defense in this game from that point forward, despite the sloppy play early on. They have now won 8 of their 11 series openers, or last 11 series openers. They have won 4 games straight. They are on a 4-game winning streak, and they have a 5-game win streak at home to start the month, which is tied for the 3rd longest in team history, also from April 12th, 2008, and June 1st through June 12th, 2018. Diamondbacks are currently 8-6 versus the NL West, so despite the fact that we always look at these series and say, oh boy, here comes a big test for the Diamondbacks, they seem to step up for these games. And I mean, again, not that big of a difference from their record, right? They're 1 game over 500, 2 games over 500 against the NL West. But, you know, it's important because the Diamondbacks have handled their business within the division. And with the way that this is going to go with the wild card and the division, they're going to need every single one of those games against division rivals. This was their 15th comeback victory, and they did it with their offense once again. Of course, Josh Naylor tied the game early with a solo home run in the 2nd inning. That was Naylor's 9th of the season. It went 379 feet with an exit velo of 96.2 miles per hour. Pretty incredible home run there from Naylor. And again, Naylor just continues to contribute for this team. I can't say enough about the fact that the guy's hitting .302 with an .834 OPS and 9 home runs this season for the Diamondbacks. Big reason why they were able to win today. Naylor goes 1 for 3 with those 2 RBI and a run scored. Of course, in the 3rd inning, Corbin Carroll strikes out, and kind of a pivotal moment for the offense there because Carroll would have been the final out of the inning. Instead, Carroll goes ahead and beats the passed ball. He gets over to first base. Marte walks on the ensuing at bat, and then our wrist king, Geraldo Perdomo, hits an RBI single to score Corbin Carroll, and at that point make it a 2-1 game.
Say it again, Derek.
Our wrist king, Geraldo Perdomo.
Yeah, correct. The whole statement. I just want to hear it again.
Yeah, no, our Geraldo Perdomo hit an RBI single. Our wrist king, the one and only baby boy, beautiful baby boy. He was interviewed before the game by Apple
that's
TV
a little bit
Plus,
more like it,
right? And I'm going to give you a stat from our guy Dalton Feely, because Dalton Feely's officially part of our stat crew now. Geraldo Perdomo recorded his 40th RBI of the season with runners in scoring position. I will say that again for those of the back that didn't hear it, and since Damon likes me to repeat Geraldo Perdomo facts. Geraldo Perdomo has 40 RBI with runners in scoring position. What else? What the rest of you losers doing? He's picking up all the weight, and that leads all shortstops in Major League Baseball. In fact, it's sixth among all baseball players, period, no matter what position they play. So
Bobby Witt, who?
Bobby Witt.
Francisco Lindor, who?
Who?
Who are those people?
They're people that are below Geraldo Perdomo on this list. That's who they are. Lesser shortstops is what they are. But again, Perdomo is our wrist king for a reason. We don't just call him that as a catchy nickname. I mean, we see this guy do it all the time. I feel like I've asked Tori this probably 20 times. I don't know how many times I've asked it. In fact, I apologized before asking him this question, but I think we do have, hear from Tori about how Jerry seems to always do this with runners in scoring position and his frog blood.
Yeah, he loves that frog blood, doesn't he? That statement. He's got a great approach. He knows how to hit with men in scoring position because he's not afraid, and he's going to let the count dictate where his approach is going to be, and he can toggle between the left field line and the right field line. He can hit breaking balls, he can sit on pitches, and he's not afraid to hit with two strikes. That to me is what's hitting with men in scoring position is all about, because you're not going to get a really good pitch probably until the fourth or fifth pitch of the at-bat. He's very willing to wait it out. He can hit a pitcher's pitch and loft the ball to the outfield and hit a sacrifice fly. He can wait for a pitch, wait out counts, and drive a baseball. He's just very dynamic in that way.
Just all sorts of dynamic talk about this team tonight, and for good reason. I think that they just did a great job of, again, stepping up in this big situation. It feels like the Diamondbacks understand what's, at risk here. They understand what the outcome is if they don't win some baseball games. And there's, like I've said, some winnable series between now and the end of the month. But this one is a tough one. Toronto's fairly tough, and the Giants are going to be another tough test at the end of the month. The Giants, who are now currently tied with the Dodgers for first place in the National League, the NL West, the drunken orgy of violence. We'll get to that, though, shortly. Oh, no, there it is. No, throw it up. No, don't shy away from it. Let's just throw it up now. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Look at this bad boy. Diamondbacks sit at 5.5 games back. Let's go. Dodgers and Giants currently tied at the top of the division at 41-29. Padres sit in second at 38-30. But we are in this. We are in this. And I will say that, right now I'm impressed by what the Diamondbacks have done. They have really galvanized here as a team. I've seen it on the field. I've seen it in the locker room. These guys are connected, and you know what happens when they are connected. So, the foregone conclusion is that they're going to be a tough team to deal with down the stretch. And again, today was one of those days that the defense started out sloppy. There was an arguably lazy play. Did you see that play of Alec throwing the ball into Gino, Damon? I know you had work that you were still working on, but
yeah, I missed that part.
That particular play was interesting because we debated it in the clubhouse. I would love to hear from you guys in the chat, but I felt like, yes, it was a bad throw from Alec Thomas. Nothing uncommon. We see bad throws from the outfield to the infield all the time from our outfielders. Unfortunately, our outfielders, outside of Corbin Carroll, whose arm has gotten much stronger, at least his throws have gotten much better, we're not necessarily seeing very accurate, very hard throws from any of our outfielders, right? So that's nothing new, but it was a play where Gino Suarez over at third base was kind of blocked by the runner a little bit, but still it felt like he could have done more to ensure that that ball didn't get past him. Instead, after tagging up, I think it was Fernando Tatis Jr., that ball gets past Gino, goes all the way to the backstop, and on a tag up from second base to third on a fly ball, Tatis was able to score the first run of the game. And my God, I'm sure much like many of you, me and Jack Summers were like, oh God, here we go again, right? And again, the second inning had another play where Josh Naylor had a ball kind of hit at him, a fairly scorching hot ball. But again, a ball that probably was scored as an error originally because the scorer thought, well, Seawalk would have had it. So if you don't get it, it's an error. But they reversed that decision. It was ball off the bat of Jake Cronenworth, and I believe they made it a single instead of an error. Still a ball that just went just under Josh Naylor's glove. And again, the kind of defensive play that even though it would have been a really, really nice play, a really, really hard play to make, we just see those plays made by this team all the time. So when we don't see them, it tends to, be like we're missing something, right? But the play goes, again, change from an error back to a single. Ryne Nelson would go on to strike out the next batter, but a throwing error by Gabriel Moreno went into the outfield, and it looked like another run was going to score. Instead, upon review, upon closer look, the home plate umpire got in Gabby's way, and apparently, while throwing, he did hit the umpire, which caused umpire interference, which the run came off the board. The runners go back, and Ryne Nelson gets out of the inning. Again, can't say enough about what Ryne Nelson did on the mound for this team. We did find out that he and several members of his team are overcoming what sounds like the stomach flu running through the clubhouse. So even though that wasn't necessarily to blame for his last bad start in Cincinnati, it's nice to see Ryne Nelson recover. And we're going to talk about the pitching staff, of course, and the job they did tonight. But just a great job here from the offense, going out there and getting the job done, tacking those runs on the board. Corbin Carroll goes out there and hits a leadoff home run in the 5th inning. That was his 20th home run of the season. Corbin Carroll is now the first player in Diamondbacks franchise history to record 20-plus home run seasons in each of his first 3 seasons to begin his career. Just goes to show what an absolute, stud Corbin Carroll is. What a unicorn of a baseball player he actually is. So,
Derek, I'd like to play a little game with you.
Oh, I love to play.
It's called Is That Good? Is that good?
20 home runs and 20 in multiple seasons to start your career. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, Damon. It's pretty good. Also, the Diamondbacks have hit a home run in 8 straight games. They've hit 16 home runs over that span, and they are 20-11 when they hit 2 or more home runs. So I think we figured it out. They just need to hit more home runs. That's simple, right?
Yeah, I mean,
why didn't they already try that? Like, maybe these guys are right. Maybe you should fire Torrey. They didn't try hitting more home runs. That doesn't, I don't know. Anyway,
tell Torrey that next time you talk to him.
I will. Maybe. Probably I won't, though, because it's ridiculous. But since 2019, Corbin Carroll is the 7th MLB player aged 24 or younger to reach 20-plus homers within the team's first 69 games of a season. Nice. I'm just going to leave it on that. Anyway, we do have more from Torrey. Here's Torrey talking about this win and the overall team effort that he saw today.
This was just a quality game in a lot of different ways. Ryne Nelson goes out there and dials it up. And what's more impressive about it is he's been laying in bed sick for the past 3 or 4 days since the Cincinnati start. He's been really grinding with an illness. He had a good off day yesterday, gathered enough strength to go out there and compete. And not only to compete, but he kept a really good offensive team in check. That's the grittiness that we're talking about. From there, it was a bullpen that was more than capable, good matchups. It was, one after another coming in, attacking the zone, making pitches. And when you go 9 innings and give up 1 run, 0 earned runs to that type of team, you're doing a lot right. I thought the Josh Naylor home run got us going and gave us a good little push in the right direction after we fell behind 1-0, and then it was Corbin just with another home run, just good approaches. Perdomo with some good approaches, Gurriel, and we just kept tacking on. We had base runners on. We were real patient. Kept that gear grinding, and we were pushing in the right direction. It was a great win. It's a great win for this team. Really, really proud of them. It's been a great homestand, and we got to keep it up tomorrow.
It is a great way to kick off the homestand, and again, it's a great way to keep things rolling after that sweep of the Mariners. Torrey talked a little bit about how hard it can be to get guys kind of going after the off day like that. So some of those defensive mistakes we saw early on really did kind of have them all over the place, and it did feel like the team wasn't going to be very sharp. But again, thanks to that umpire interference call, somehow, the Diamondbacks really locked in after that. And I think Torrey just saw his team kind of take that as a little bit as a gift, and and figure they didn't really have any more room to make mistakes like that. But great win. And of course, we do have to talk about Corbin's power. We asked Torrey about it. Here's what he had to say about Corbin, his 20 home runs, and his huge muscles in his arms this season.
First of all, there's a ton of bat speed in there. It's just it's God-given, and then he's worked to elevate the baseball. He's looking to hit balls in the air in any direction and stay behind it and backspin it. I don't know what his air out to ground out ratio is, but I know it's very high for flyouts. But at the end of the day, that's what he's looking to do, and I think he's not missing the pitch that he's looking to square up. I know that you guys are aware of swing percentages and chase percentages and all that good stuff. The one difference that Corbin, the difference for me and Corbin from this year to last year is that he's striking the ball that he's looking for and not missing it. And it's equaled, I don't know, is it 20 home runs? 20. So I'm not surprised by it. He's got that kind of torque and that kind of power. So very, very efficient swing and very powerful.
I think the surprising thing about it is just the fact that Corbin has had his struggles that he's had. I know that it was on the second half of last season that he really got hot, but I think that, it was a bit surprising to see him make those drastic changes to his stance and then come in this season and stay as hot as he was last year. But it definitely feels like he has corrected those flat swing issues. Like Torrey said there, he's been really getting a lot of lift under the ball. In fact, I mean, the only thing you could criticize about Corbin is that he's not getting those singles and those doubles as often. He doesn't have that on-base percentage as high as it was to get on base and to cause that chaos. It always felt like Corbin getting on base just absolutely drove the opposing pitcher nuts, and it just one of those things that contributed to this team's success. I've heard so many pitchers say they would much rather just give up a home run to a guy like Corbin Carroll rather than let him get on base and terrorize him by stealing bases and doing the things that Corbin does, just distracting in general. So I'll tell you, it's a really, really good win against a tough team here in the Padres, who again haven't been playing great baseball lately and have been losing quite a bit. But it's still one of those things that the Diamondbacks needed this one. They need to keep hot, and this felt like a good victory. Good victory. Damon, what you got any thoughts before we move on?
No, I mean, it was just another good team win from the boys tonight, and how could you not be happy about the way that this team is playing baseball right now? So, as much as, I might hate myself eventually for doing, more post games than we probably should, but yeah, it sounds like we're kind of just an unstoppable tandem right now.
We're screwed. We're screwed because somehow we are impacting this team in a very positive way.
I saw Patrick Wayne Collect say that like this is a flash in the pan and we're selling. I don't know about that, man. I feel like this is a lot more closer to what I expected this team to be.
Yes.
And also it's like they're one game over 500 and they've played bad. So it's like, what does playing good look like? I don't know. I don't think you sell based off of this win streak. You needed to go on a win streak, I think, to convince yourself of that. But I don't know, man. I think it's way too early to be talking about selling.
I'm going to give you another amazing stat. The Diamondbacks have minus 17 defensive runs saved this year. Minus
awful
17 defensive runs saved. That is not Diamondback baseball. And again, for them to sit at one game above 500 with the losses that they've experienced, with the terrible defense they've played, the terrible performances by the bullpen. Bullpen, again, one of the worst ERAs in all of baseball, minus 17 defensive runs saved. None of this even should lead to the Diamondbacks being above 500, to be honest. The offense has carried them this year. Corbin Carroll has carried them. Geraldo Perdomo has carried them. And this team, all they need is mediocre, mid, average relief pitching, average starting pitching, and this
average team, third base coaching.
Average. Hey, Sean Larkin stopped Ketel Marte tonight.
I'm just saying, Zach
We're
Zen makes a
growing.
good point here. That's
Yeah.
fine. I sure. Tear off the calendar. We are 2 days since a horrific, awful third base coaching mistake.
Yeah, I know.
Congratulations.
I don't like that, but you might be right. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to move on, and we're going to talk about Ryne Nelson and how good he was tonight. We're also going to talk about this bullpen and how good they've been on the other side of this break. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Diamondback Show. Well, tonight is a night where we want those celebratory pure edibles, or, of course, with it being this late, how do we go to sleep? How do I get to sleep? I'm an excitable boy, and I'm supposed to go to sleep at a reasonable hour? No way. But thanks to Pure Edibles and their Sleep Edition gummies, I'm going to get some sleep tonight. And, of course, you should, too. You should try out their wonderful products. And, again, those effects are clearly listed on each tin. And, of course, you know exactly what you're getting. You also know the dosage you're getting. Pure Edibles can be ripped in half and easily shared or dialed in for your exact dose that you're looking for. They're a full-fledged candy company from right here in Arizona. They were created in Flagstaff at Noble Herb Dispensary, and now they are made in Phoenix, and they offer gummies, kicks, which are their version of Starburst, chews, hard candies, and more. So check out their whole line. They are available right here at dispensaries across the valley, and they are a wonderful addition to a night like this, a great way to celebrate a win. And like I said, get some sleep. They're not covered in sugar like all those other gummies, and they'll get you something that you'll enjoy. Again, variety of candies. So check them out. You can go find yourself some Pure Edible products from one of over 130 dispensaries across Arizona. And of course, whatever the moment, it is never ordinary at Bet365. Diamondbacks games aren't ordinary, and neither is the time you will have over at Bet365. Bet365 has 90 million users worldwide. They also live stream 780,000 events each year. They pioneered live in-game betting, and they offer the widest range of games and markets for live in-game betting across 78 sports. So get down on the live in-game betting. I think that when you do, you get a chance to get a feel for the game, right? This game changed kind of quickly, but Ryne Nelson, he was a guy you might believe in to do some live betting on. Of course, if you get down on the MLB action, you can get down on the early payout offer where you are a winner if your team goes up by 5 runs, regardless of the outcome of the game. Straight bets and parlay selections will be marked as winners as well. So, of course, breaking news right now from Bet365. New customers can get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. Sign up right now. Use that code of PHNX365 when you do. Deposit $10 or more and place a bet of $5 to receive $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, players, props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it is never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or over and physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Text NEXT STEP to 53342 or visit problemgambling.az.gov. Well, the Diamondbacks got another solid start from Nelly tonight. Ryne Nelson was great. In fact, it felt early on, much like the defense looked a little shaky. It looked like the Padres were going to be able to figure out Ryne Nelson, who, once again, is a fairly one-dimensional pitcher. However, he wasn't tonight. He did a good job of throwing his breaking stuff, at least mixing up his fastball with his breaking stuff, and that is what Nelly attributed his success in this game to. He threw his slider. His slider was fairly effective in this game. He threw his four-seam 58% of the time. He threw that slider 22% of the time, and he threw his four-seam all over the place. His four-seam fastball was in the zone, out of the zone, high in the zone, threw it high a lot. I think do we have his pitch chart available? Yeah, you can see here. Look at how high in the zone Nelly kept his fastball. It was high, it was fast. He maxed out at 97.6 miles per hour. He averaged 95.6. Like, yes, Nelly is a one-dimensional pitcher with the fastball, but goddamn is that fastball good. His four-seam is so incredibly good, and he pretty much was just limited in this outing by his pitch count. You know, that's really what happened. Nelly, again, is coming off of an illness. He had the stomach flu, which apparently Torrey said half of the team has had, and that the team went to, I believe, I know, I didn't, like, he said it so fast, I really didn't even know if this was like real or not, but he was like, the team was like 2-9 while half of the team had the stomach flu. So again, not to make excuses, which Torrey tends to try not to do, but there might have been a good reason why the Diamondbacks were really struggling there over that stretch. That was during that stretch, I think, where Ketel Marte missed time as well with the flu. So maybe Ketel was patient zero. I don't know, but Nelly was awesome tonight. He went 5 innings.
Don't put that on Ketel.
Yeah, no, I will never put that on Ketel. No, I mean, again, Look, sometimes even in the press box, we get in arguments about certain members of the press getting other members of the press sick. Because I can understand it. We're in close quarters next to each other. But Nelly was great tonight. 5 innings pitched, 6 hits allowed, 1 run, no earned runs. That 1 run was not earned because of that mistake there defensively. That was the only run they allowed, that defensive mistake in the first inning where they threw the ball in and Tatis scored. So, if that run is prevented from scoring, which Nelly went out there and struck out, I believe he struck out the next 2 batters, so or at least one of the next 2, and then got the next out. So Tatis would not have scored from third base had they not made that mistake, and the Padres would have been held scoreless in this game. So just a great night from Nelly. Probably not worth firing up the strikeout meter for, but it's still there, so we're going to do it anyway. Let's fire up the Circle K strikeout meter. Nelly got himself 3 Ks tonight. That's probably the most surprising thing about this, is that he only got 3 strikeouts with how effective his fastball was. But he did get hit hard, right? I don't want to act like he didn't. The Padres had plenty of hard hit balls off of Nelly tonight. But again, it was more about the fact that they were well played defensively behind him, and a lot of them ended up just being outs, being hit for outs. So somehow, some way, Nelly went out there and didn't need to strike a lot of guys out, and we're seeing that more and more out of this Diamondbacks team, where the stat line isn't super sexy, but the sexy part is the minuscule amount of runs allowed, and in a lot of these outings, the distance that these guys were able to go. Nelly, I think, was limited to 80 pitches today, and that's where he came out of the game at. But man, bullpen, what can we say? I don't know what to say. I don't know who these guys are. It's like the island of misfit toys, yet somehow they're all coming together to give the Diamondbacks exactly what they need. It still makes me feel like, this is about that mantra that Torey has been saying over and over recently, which is just do your job. Go do your job. And that applies to more people than just the bullpen. I'm just going to take a moment to step aside from this game and say, more of you out there need to just do your damn job. Do your job, do it well, and just be effective, be successful at whatever you're being asked to do. The Diamondbacks are not asking their relievers to go out there and strike out the side. They're not asking the relievers to go out there and be perfect every time. Runs are going to be allowed. Runs could have been allowed in this game, but the bullpen kept runs off the board, and quite frankly, it was impressive. Kyle Backus, since coming up, he's been pretty good for this team, man. I mean, a lot of people wanted to see him, and he went out there and pitched an inning and a third. He walked 1 and was great for this team. Juan Murillo, 2/3 of an innings pitched. He struck out 1. And then our boy, Tea Time Ryan Thompson, a 1-2-3 inning for Tea Time, 1 inning pitched, 1 strikeout. Just an overall drama-free night from the bullpen. And then you get down to the 9th inning, and of course we all go, holy crap, here we go. Shelby Miller goes out there and does excellent, right? And so this team has just somehow found, at least for the time being, a group of guys that can get the job done. Miller didn't strike anyone out. He didn't give up a hit. He didn't do anything. He just went out there, pitched an inning, got 3 outs, got out of it. It began and it ended with such little fanfare because it was just an outing. And again, this is something that we don't get nearly enough from this bullpen. It was a great day all the way around, but of course, the fact that Ryne Nelson was able to hold this Padres team to just 1 unearned run is the reason why he is our king snake for tonight's game. And again, there was probably a lot of guys that deserved it, but Nelly, again, 6 hits allowed, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, just a quietly outstanding outing. And again, you pair this with what Eduardo Rodriguez is giving you. If Nelly can give you this more, even if he ends up having a game or 2 like he did in Cincinnati, you just feel like this team can start winning. And they are winning right now. 4 in a row. They started the month out really nicely. And again, I don't really understand what Damon has done to cast a spell on this team, but it's special. What's going on is special right now, Damon. You should be very proud of yourself.
I am, Derek. I really and truly am. But mostly, I'm happy for all the great people of Dbacks Nation. We needed this because we were struggling, man. This was I've never seen the vibes this low. And I think
in your entire time here, right?
I mean, that came with expectations, right? Like people actually had expectations for this franchise and have for the last 2 years. You couple that with missing the playoffs by a game in the fashion that we did as well with the, patty cake Mets versus Braves doubleheader. And yeah, it people expected playoffs this year, expected postseason play. I think that we're in the right direction now, and that's not to say that it's a given or that we're for sure making playoffs, but it was a rough start, and hopefully the team can just continue to just win one series at a time, right? Like you don't expect an S word, but win the series each step of the way.
Yeah. Well, on this date, 1 year ago, Damon, the Arizona Diamondbacks beat the Los Angeles Dodgers by a score of 11-1 to improve their record to 33-36. So just to keep things in perspective, this team went on to win 89 games last year, which was an improvement upon their World Series year of winning 84 games, right? Right now, they're on pace to outpace this, right? I know that they went on a really good streak, right? And they would need for that to happen again in order for them to reach 90+ wins. But as it stands right now, nothing is out of the question for this team. And even though they're down to basically their final personnel, like the Diamondbacks can't really afford to lose one more person to injury.
That's the part that I'm not talking about is that you still don't have a lot of valuable pitchers that you came into the season thinking were staples of your team.
Right. Jalen Beeks, which he wasn't even a member of this team. Shelby Miller, which was kind of a Diamondbacks fan community joke in a way. And to see him back was kind of like, ha, look, Shelby Miller's back. We won the trade. Well, guess what? We did win the trade with the way Shelby Miller's pitching lately. My guy has been outstanding this season, and it's additions like that. Shelby Miller has a 1.57 ERA.
Unreal.
Put some respect on his goddamn name.
We won the trade. I
told
told you that.
Put some respect on his mullet. Get out of here.
I told you that, a week into the season, Derek, we won the trade. Oh, the Braves might have gotten a World Series with Dansby Swanson. Yeah, Shelby Miller has a 1.57 ERA, guys. So
people are starting to talk, Damon. People are starting to call this team a wagon. And
you know what, Derek? This doesn't really speak well of us, but I was at Goodwill the other day and I picked up a couple of Cardinals jerseys. No joke, wagon shirt.
Wagon.
Just around the valley, man.
Just wagon.
Yeah.
Just a wagon shirt. Well, let me tell you, this team might be a wagon with the way they're rolling right now. And again, they're playing for more than like the playoffs. They're playing more than to win games, right? Like it's weird, but we talk about the power of friendship, right? They're playing to keep this team together. And I think that that's a motivating factor. And like I said, what I've seen in the clubhouse, what I saw out on the field today from these guys, it just made me feel like, you're seeing a team that wants to make sure they can stay together and not be a seller at the deadline. And honestly, a team that likes each other quite a bit, despite what people think after Josh Naylor does a post-game interview. So great win today from this team. On the other side of this break, we're going to talk more about this win. We're going to take a look at the numbers. And then before we leave today, Damon, we're going to talk about this scary postcard that I have to fill out and send to my legislators to keep my Arizona Diamondbacks here in Major League Baseball. Why do I have to do this? I don't like this. We already went through this. I hate this. So we're going to talk about all that stuff.
We're also going to talk about a rivalry as old as time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're doing that. We're definitely doing that. We got a lot to talk about. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Diamondbacks show. Of course, Game Time is the place for last-minute tickets. It's the place for procrastinators like me and like most of you out there. Just admit it. You don't like planning things until the last minute. Then you get FOMO and you want to go. I did it to WWE Raw. I told Damon that day that I wasn't going to go. Damon was like, ha ha. He knew I was going to go, and I did go thanks to Game Time. You can do the same thing. You can save up to 60% off last-minute tickets by buying them the day of the event. They have their zone deals, which of course allows you to just pick an area of the arena. Game Time will pick the tickets for you and you can save that way as well. So many ways to save over there. Plus you can toggle in. They're all in pricing. That way there's no surprises at checkout. You see exactly what you're going to pay with all taxes and fees. It's a great way to shop. That way you know what the actual ticket cost is, because sometimes those fees can really put things out of budget for you. But of course, make sure to check out everything Game Time has to offer. Their aesthetically pleasing app has all sorts of great options, and of course, you can always save over there. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app today, create an account, and use code PHNX for $20 off your first order. Again, terms do apply, but create an account and redeem code PHNX for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Damon, what time is it?
Game time.
It's also 10:56 p.m.
Oh.
All right. Well,
Wrong answer.
Damon, do you say data or data?
Data.
Data? Get out. It's data. At my house, we say data, at least. And of course,
but I do like when David Fisdale said it, it's like, take that for data. I do like that.
Yeah,
that has some emphasis behind it.
That's got some emphasis behind it for sure. But I found out about Mint Mobile recently and their premium wireless plans that start at just $15 a month. And the most important thing is that I thought paying a fortune on my monthly data plan was just normal, but apparently it's not. Thanks to Ryne Reynolds, that beautiful baby angel himself, and Mint Mobile, you can say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plan and your jaw-dropping monthly bills and all those unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you. Of course, ditch your overpriced wireless plan and get 3 months of premium wireless service from Mint Mobile for just $15 a month. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with your existing contacts. There's no changes in your life except for the money that you'll be saving. No matter how you say it, whether it's data or data, don't overpay for it. Shop plans at mintmobile.com/Suns. I guess I have to give it up to the Suns. There's no Diamondbacks one yet. I feel slighted by that, but I'm also like that. I'm very petty, but do go to mintmobile.com/Suns. Of course, 3-month gigabyte plan required. New customers offer for first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
I was laughing at a milk being thrown in there while you were trying to get on your high horse about data.
Yeah, well, it happens. It happens.
Hey, some of us say mucky bets, you know.
Be careful, because people don't like that. Don't like when you say that. But Damon, let's take a look at the numbers from this series presented by our friends at Desert Financial. Of course, the Diamondbacks outscore the Padres in this one. See, I can't hate the Padres with that logo. I want to, but I can't. The swinging friar logo, he's so silly. He's such a creep. Diamondbacks win this one 5-1. They out-hit the Padres 7-6. Padres held 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Diamondbacks went 2 for 8. Extra base hit. Diamondbacks had 3 to the Padres 1. And again, the biggest indicator of how hard they were hitting Ryne Nelson there is that expected batting average 300 for the Padres, despite the fact that they were held to just 6 hits in this game. Meanwhile, the Diamondbacks expected batting average 197 with their 7 hits in this game. So not a lot of hits allowed by the Diamondbacks pitching staff overall. All 6 were allowed by Ryne Nelson, 0 by the bullpen. 0 hits allowed by the bullpen. Kyle Backus, scoreless in his first 3 career games. Juan Murillo is scoreless in 4 straight games. Ryan Thompson has not allowed an earned run in 9 straight games. And Shelby Miller has 14 scoreless home outings. There's your bullpen, folks. You figure it out eventually.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bullpen. There it is. I mean, that's impressive, man. That is impressive to me. Ryne Nelson, again, has 6 quality starts in his last 7 home starts. So he has been very, very good at home. And he made his first start against an NL West opponent since basically doing it 1 year ago on June 3rd, 2024 versus the Giants. The Diamondbacks, that error that they committed in the first inning, that was after 8 straight errorless games. So, man, they did a great job. It was only their 2nd error of the month. So the Diamondbacks are winning, and that's the reason why, quite frankly. They've been better with runners in scoring position. Their defense has been better. We talked about those minus 17 defensive run save. Like, that's not – they are with the worst teams in baseball in a lot of categories, including their bullpen, including those, minus 17 defensive run save. But like Damon said earlier, I don't feel like that is this team. I know that's the way they're playing, and we kind of have we've poked fun at the whole, like, what is Diamondbacks baseball, because we don't know it. We don't recognize it anymore. This is Diamondbacks baseball. And on a day like this, you got your big hits, you got a home run by Corbin Carroll, and what you got was just an overall solid defensive performance from both their pitching and their bullpen, and their position players today. Bullpen was great. And again, let's take a look real fast at that NL West standings, because again, Diamondbacks, like I've said time and time again, we don't even need to do this. We don't even need to bring up this drunken orgy of violence. We just need to realize that, that we just need the Diamondbacks to stay close to the pack. That's all we need, because at any point, any of these teams can come back down to earth. I give credit where credit is due. The Giants, bullpen has been incredible. The best bullpen ERA in all of baseball. And that is a big reason why they are currently tied with the Dodgers right now at 41-29. And that's just a beautiful shot of Damon doing his job over there. It's fine. You're a handsome boy. And
hello, everyone.
Sometimes I'll just talk over you. We'll just show you doing stuff at the computer and me talking over it.
Just do you want to keep going here?
Yeah. So anyway, Damon, don't talk. Just sit there and look good, and then we'll talk about the Giants. But no, all jokes aside, right? I think we were both a bit surprised by the Giants, and credit to them, because they were a team that we thought they were going to be kind of an April darling, and then they would come back down to earth, and they really have not done that. They have been a good team this year, but the Diamondbacks did beat them. I believe they won the series against them. So once again, the Diamondbacks can get the job done against the NL West, and hey, maybe start getting the job done against some of these other opponents that you should beat. That's probably another big key here. But just stop having this terrible terrible defense and all this bad stuff happening to you. That's what we need. Like, the injuries are already bad enough. We just need the players that are here, as Tori said, as I said earlier, to do their job. If they go out there and do their job, then this team can win baseball games, and are winning baseball games after getting their fourth one in a row today. But let's take a look at some of those super chats, y'all. What do we got in the super chats, Damon? I know BCSC is more back than he's ever been, and that means that we are more back than he's ever been.
Yeah, we start off with Cesar, $2, says Kev sent to the Shadow Realm was a W for the Diamondbacks.
I don't like to let people win, like the guy that went into our YouTube comments and demanded that Kevin be banished from this show. But every once in a while, even the rude commenters on YouTube, they're right, and Kevin needed to go. So, I mean, I guess I thank that man for bashing us and having someone on the show that clearly wasn't a Diamondbacks fan. Clearly, Kevin didn't have the team's best interests at heart, right? Like, and that was clear when he made a bet against me for the Cardinals series, and then now I still own lunch. I still haven't fulfilled that wager, not one bit. But what else
we have 7 super chats from Be Calm, See Clearly, and that's where Cesar's saying Be Calm is going crazy. Sean's saying Be Calm going off. Are we back?
Yes.
I mean, it's B's is saying BCSC is running the chat. I mean, have we ever been more back as a franchise?
I don't think so.
Than when BCSC comes in and says, I wonder what Perdomo feels like. I need that.
What else we got?
It's because me and Damon are together now. Success. That's love.
Yeah.
BCSC, if Booker wins MVP someday, I'm a blow. Anyways.
All right. What else we got?
Patrick Wayne collects $9.99 says, this is like when the Suns won 3 games in a row last year. This is a honeypot. We're sellers at the deadline. I'm a miss Gino the most. And that was the comment that I was referring to earlier.
Yeah, let's take a moment with that one, because there's times where people want the team to actively lose to get something like that, right? Or the people that wanted Torrey fired, and they were like, I want to see this team lose enough games that they finally decide to fire Torrey. They weren't going to fire Torrey over losing games, I assure you of that. But I'll tell you, Patrick Wayne collects, that's a hard one for me, because I do agree. I just don't, I still don't, I still believe in this team. I still believe in this roster. I still believe even in the pitching staff. I still think this is a team that's better than the one that went to the World Series in 2023. I say that with all the conviction in the world. I really mean that. I really think that this is a better baseball team than the one that went to the World Series in 2023. I don't think they play like it at times. I think there's times where I can't even, I couldn't even imagine being the manager of this team and watching the way they perform one night versus the next night. And that's been what the entire month of May was pretty much like, right? But again, I don't really know everything that goes on in that clubhouse. They still keep a lot from us, and there's a good chance that maybe there is some credence to the idea that the stomach flu ran through the clubhouse a bit and caused some problems for this team, you know? So
this iteration of this team is more talented, and they definitely hit better. They just need to do the little things as well as that 2023 team did.
Exactly. Because that's what that team did, especially on the base path, especially defensively. They were incredible all the time. They were always making just highlight reel plays. And we still see that out of them, just not as often. And we also see them botch plays that we've gotten far too used to them making and not being able to make anymore. But let's hope that they don't sell. Let's hope that they surprise us all, surprise the league, and make everybody, you know, take notice that the Diamondbacks are in fact back. We are back, and we've never been more back, and that's clear from the BCSC super chats. What did we get all of them, or are there more?
No, we got plenty. We got a lot going on, and it takes a little bit more serious note actually. Yeah. Bees Babe, cut it out. I love you, Ryan and Daddy Corbin. $2 comes back. Shelby should be named closer, and he's thick.
Yes, he's a big body Shelby.
Big body Shelby for sure.
Big body Shelby, let's go.
And then this is what I'm talking about. I posted a pro LGBTQ plus post and got banned on Facebook. I'll never not be proud to be a gay black man. #1love. That was the post. #LGBTQ plus 1 love.
Well, I'll tell you this much: you will always be welcomed here.
Absolutely.
You will always be welcome here.
That's family.
We love you, and that's ridiculous because, of course,
you can't silence love. That was the next super chat.
Love is love, baby. I'm love. Yes, there we go.
And then it was Pride Month when I posted it at the end of the month, and they blocked me today. Censorship. You can't censor love or compassion or the heart.
I'm going to tell you this much, and I know this has nothing to do with baseball, but it has everything to do with life. And I think that at the end of the day, people are scared of what they don't know, what people they don't understand, right? Like, it's the reason why I'm very thankful that I have an eclectic mix of friends that have made me realize that everybody's wonderful. And you know, again, there's I think it's about experience in life, and some people unfortunately don't get to be around people that are different from them, different color, different sexual orientation, and for some reason people that are different from them scare them and make them angry, and they want to take stuff away from them. And it sucks. It sucks that there are people out there like that. But as far as I'm concerned, you and everybody that's LGBTQ plus will always be welcome on this show, in this chat, with us at takeovers and at any PHNX event. So please.
Well said, Derek.
Hope you feel that.
And my nips hurt.
Look, I even welcome Nationals fans here. I love this guy. I love my nips hurt. He's my favorite Nationals fan. Said, why won't the Dbacks fully commit to the purple and neon teal? The red isn't necessary, and y'all look better when honoring your original gear. Let me tell you, you haven't been here very long, but we've been shouting that for years, right? And I think, you know, really, to tell you what it comes down to, it really came down to new ownership wanting, like, the Diamondbacks to be their version of the team, right? It came down to once Ken Kendrick, you know, bought this team that he wanted it to be, you know, this era of Diamondbacks baseball. I'm thankful that they finally gave in and went back to the purple and teal in some way, at least as a City Connect jersey. And tonight I was just realizing, like, the one thing I never really liked the Padres City Connect Sherbert jerseys, but what I did like about him was the fact that they were bold enough to do it, right? It was different. It was a wild colors. It was, you know, bright and different from what they normally do, and it was, you know, exciting. And there's a lot of teams that went in that direction with their City Connect jerseys. I was just thankful in looking at it that the Diamondbacks have that now, because as much as I like the Serpientes stuff, it was never exciting. It was just kind of classic, you know, and like now the purple and teal Serpientes stuff is electric. I love it, and it was great.
It has a big game feel to it.
It does, and to see everybody around the ballpark wearing them, even members of the coaching staff wearing the hoodies and such, like, it's just electric. Like, when I was there today, I was so jealous that I wasn't wearing mine. You know what I mean? Like, I'd walk around and be like, well, I want my Mayor jersey on right now.
Can't wear that to the Torey Lovolo press conference, unfortunately.
No, I'm not.
I do want to say, while we're on the subject, my nips hurt. Senators is so much cooler than Nationals. If we're talking about the past.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. And then he suggested, thank you for your super chat, that Kevin versus Damon boxing match. Winner takes over producer duties. No.
Every day at 2 p.m.
Yeah,
AZ Wildcats podcast, Damon versus Kevin
podcast.
boxing match. That pretty much is exactly what happens.
Yeah. And then BCSC had more on being banned. And again, our friend, we'll never do that to you. But why I was so depressed earlier, I woke up to being banned for sexual content, and they sent me my One Love post. That's evil, but it's life. Hey, one love here. One love here. Lawrence Harmon also wants PHNX Sports to get some Frog's Blood merch. And yeah, we need to do that. We definitely need to do that.
There's never been a better idea in the history of time.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a quick break, our last break. And then on the other side of this, we're going to talk a little bit about the greatest rivalry of all time, thoughts maybe on the Apple TV broadcast, and more on these scary postcards that I'm going to fill out 1 million of to make sure that the Diamondbacks don't go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Dbacks show. Stay tuned. All right, well, Damon's finally agreed to take me on the boys' trip to Gila River Resorts and Casinos, and we planned this whole thing out. We got the sports book. We got 4,500 slot machines and live table games. We have so much fun to be had. We're bringing our swim trunks. We're going to take a dunk in the pool, and yes, pina coladas all around. And that's kind of fun you could have at Gila River Resorts and Casinos with your friends. So make sure to check out any one of their 4 Valley locations because, of course, they do it big there. And, of course, check out their sportsbook. Their BetMGM sportsbook at Gila River Resorts and Casino has massive screens, delicious food and drinks, and all the action. The NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, best place to watch sporting events. It doesn't matter what it is. Racing, it's great. Not only can you watch it on this amazing screens, but you go get that little paper ticket in your hand. It's the ultimate place to watch and win. Place your bets and experience the excitement. Then go downstairs, play some more bets. Get down on the Buffalo. You know what I'm talking about. Buffalo! Anyway, you do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Visit playatgila.com for more details.
Watch parties. Damn right, Lawrence.
Yes, we need more watch parties. We had a blast the last time, and that also brought us some good luck. That picture of me, in front of Cattell, it's wonderful. But also another thing that's wonderful is having a smart thermostat in your home. If you don't already have one, I implore you to consider getting one because it is a game changer. Not only will it allow you to save money, I mean, over 50% of your electricity costs come from heating and cooling your home, but it will allow you to have access to your thermostat when you are away. And APS wants to help you get there. Of course, you can get a smart thermostat and work with your APS rate plan to maximize comfort and convenience while minimizing your energy costs. If you're on the APS time of use plan, you can use your smartphone or device to automatically adjust the thermostat or take advantage of lower cost off-peak hours. And you, as an APS customer, may be eligible for a smart thermostat for as low as $0 when you enroll in the APS Cool Rewards program. If you're not sure how to install a thermostat, installation is also available for free at the APS Marketplace. If you already have a smart thermostat at home, see if it's eligible to enroll in Cool Rewards. Find instant rebates, discounts, and special offers on thermostats, energy-efficient appliances, and more at marketplace.aps.com. Must be an APS customer and pay shipping and taxes. Other restrictions apply. Go to marketplace.aps.com for more information.
That's how we light the cactus, actually.
That is exactly how we light the cactus.
With APS.
Yeah, no, I mean, APS that's what they're doing this weekend. They're shutting off all the power in the building so they can run a direct permanent line to the cactus light because we're going to need to light it up a lot with how many baseball games the Diamondbacks are going to win this season. But the game was on Apple TV Plus tonight, which much to the chagrin of many of you that might not have that streaming service. I like the broadcast. I think it looks good. During the Corbin Carroll home run, like it was cinema. When they were just in there, they were just in the handshake with him and Perdomo. And then they followed him all the way to the dugout, him going across the dugout, getting all of his high fives. It was in beautiful 4K. They have stats up. They have all sorts of great information, hit probability, win probability, all that. I loved all of it. You know what I don't love? Trying to talk to Corbin Carroll when he's in right field playing defense. This isn't the All-Star game. This isn't a joke. This is a regular season game against the division rival. What are you doing? Why are you doing this?
I think it's honestly like people don't agree with it, but I kind of like the Apple TV broadcasts too. I think that it's kind of a clean look, and
yes.
I don't mind the announcers, but I could definitely resonate with people being like, can we stop talking to the players? In the
I
middle
didn't
of the
like
game?
them talking to Torrey. And Torrey's not even playing the game, but he looked like he was intently watching it. And I'm like, leave this man alone. He's managing. He has to concentrate. I also did try to hunt down Heidi Watney, but she wasn't there today. And I still want to thank her for permanently making me mayor of Phoenix. I still shout out to Heidi Watney. But Damon, we have to talk about a rivalry really quickly. An intense one that's growing in baseball. And
yeah. I came with a short list of some of the greatest rivalries in baseball history, Derek.
Okay. What do you got for me?
I'll pop on screen and we can talk about it here. Obviously, there's the big one, right? Yankees, Red Sox. Everyone knows Yankees, Red
huge.
Sox.
Yeah.
Cubs, Cardinals, right?
Those
Lots
two
of
teams
hatred.
hate each other.
So much hatred.
Yeah.
Pedro Martinez versus Don Zimmer. All-time baseball rivalry.
I'm sure he still doesn't forgive him.
All-time baseball rivalry. Randy Johnson versus Birds.
A bird? Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
And
100%.
now Pavin Smith versus Shohei Ohtani, Derek. I don't know if you saw this. Dodgers fans say Dbacks fans don't want the public to see this. And Pavin Smith. The one thing I took away out of this, Derek, is Pavin Smith has a higher on-base percentage than Shohei Ohtani.
That's all I see there.
I actually
what
saw.
are we doing
I
here?
saw Yoshi tweet about it earlier, and he was like, "Pavin Smith with a higher OBP. Yeah, I won.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're still winning this one.
We are 100% winning this. Are you kidding me? You know what? Pavin Smith didn't cost us $1 billion. So yeah, Shohei Ohtani should have a higher all that stuff.
Doesn't it just make you angry to see arguably the greatest baseball player of all time, who's a criminal, by the way,
I'm furious,
be better than Pavin Smith of all people?
I'm furious.
I can't sleep at night.
Well, there's something else that doesn't allow me to sleep at night, Damon, and it's this damn situation with Chase Field. I hate it so much, and I feel like it's escalating, and I feel like it's escalated really fast in the last 24 hours. Now, I don't know what direction this entire situation with this House bill is moving. However, HB 2704 has basically one chance left before I believe the state legislators take a break, and the Diamondbacks sent out an email to their Advantage members that was a little alarming. What I will say is that I'm going to summarize this. Part of it says, as you may know, the Arizona legislature is considering HB 2704, which establishes a dedicated sustainable funding mechanism for much needed renovations to the publicly owned, that part's important, Chase Field. Now, over the past few weeks, so many of you have reached out to ask how you can help with HB 2704 because so many people want to contact their local lawmakers and make sure that this does not happen, that we do not have the Diamondbacks moving. To be honest, some of the options are even for them to move to a different city in Arizona. And if that happens to Phoenix, that's outrageous and stupid. This is a rare opportunity to keep a major league team that generates hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue for you from taxes here in Phoenix. So they have launched a website. They say visit keepazmajorleague.com and send a message to your state legislators urging them to support HB 2704. That is what this postcard is for, and that is what this little card is for. There's a QR code on the back, and they want you to go ahead and be able to send this with the address directly to your state legislator to apparently save our Arizona Diamondbacks. I don't even know what to say. Go do this right now. El Gallo 4978 says they voted today, right? No, I believe from what I read, their vote was on July 1st, is my understanding. So again, go do this now. Go visit this website. Visit keepazmajorleague.com. This is stupid. I understand most of you probably don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to sit here and talk to you about this. But what's more outrageous is the very thought of this Diamondbacks team with those gorgeous Perpientes jerseys not being in Arizona anymore. I'll burn something to the ground. I probably shouldn't be making threats like this, Damon, but
I'll make threats like that, Derek. Let's do it.
Something to the ground.
Let's get everybody.
Before we're gonna make more threats. But what you got to do is, if you're watching, on your favorite app. If you're watching on TV, come on over to gophnx.com. We're going into overtime, or as I call it, extra innings. I don't care what the stupid thing says. It says overtime. That's a hockey thing. That still pisses me off. See, now I'm angry here. Now I'm thinking about the Coyotes, and now I'm thinking about the Coyotes when I'm doing this. And I don't like that, because we shouldn't be talking about the Coyotes. In fact, the Coyotes should be nothing but a cautionary tale about this, right? Like, I legitimately cannot believe that at a Diamondbacks game there is a booth that needs to do this. And what I will say is I don't feel it's as dire as this looks. I don't think it's as dire as needing a website called Keep Arizona Major League. Like, that bothers me so much, right? But the fact is that they cannot. This is like one of those situations in a baseball game itself. You cannot assume the lead you have is going to get you through and win you the game. And the Diamondbacks have seen far too many times leads slip away. So even if they feel they have the numbers that they need in order for this bill to pass, they need our help. They need fans' help to go out there and make these lawmakers and legislators understand that we will never forgive them for this. Let Governor Katie Hobbs know we will never forgive her if the Diamondbacks leave on her watch. We're doing that? I mean, let's go. I don't have my sunglasses with me. It's very late at night. I don't have the energy for this, but this is insane. Like, this is insane to me. Obviously, I sit here as a person that has a fairly big stake financially in the Arizona Diamondbacks. It's kind of my job, right? But beyond that, the idea of the Diamondbacks leaving the state is enough to break me as an Arizona sports fan. And I'm sure so many of you feel the exact same way, right? Like, so it seems unnecessary. It seems stupid that we have to do this, but do it. Jump on this website, contact your local lawmakers, let's make sure they understand that this is unacceptable. And I there are a lot of things in today's political world that I don't understand it's going on, and it seems like chaos and the end of time. So I don't really I don't really know how much I want to get involved in politics or even this, right? I tell Damon, I tend to try to avoid things that make me upset. And the situation going on with the world, situations like what BCSC told us there a little while ago, all of that stuff kind of upsets me. And maybe I'm a little coward at a time because I feel like it's cowardly to do this, but I just try to avoid things that upset me. And I can't avoid this, even though it upsets me. I can't avoid the idea of the Diamondbacks, more importantly, not the Diamondbacks, the state of Arizona squandering this opportunity for the amount of money that this team brings in, right? If you want to sit there and get on your high horse that the Diamondbacks, that this bill takes money away from these city services and puts them towards a baseball team that doesn't need them or whatever, I once again remind you that if this team leaves the state, all of that money goes away too. And I dare you to try to fill enough concerts at Chase Field to make up for the 81 baseball games you'll be losing every single season. So I don't even know what to say about this, but the fact here, this is what it says to end this email to Advantage member holders. We have been working around the clock to get this across the finish line. Now with your help, we can make it happen. There's definitely urgency as the vote will take place in a matter of days. You will make a difference. So yes, like you said, I believe that vote takes place next Friday and not on July 1st, but I do believe July 1st is the last of the state being in office for the month. But my God, I hate it so much. And I really want to say that as much as we probably as fans want to get past this, I imagine the franchise with an expiring lease in that building wants to get past this, right? Just because 2027 comes and goes doesn't mean the Diamondbacks still couldn't do like a year-to-year lease thing to get this whole thing figured out. So I mean, a lot of this is because we need to put pressure because we can't keep kicking this can down the road. The state needs to figure this out. This is a publicly owned building. It's not owned by the Diamondbacks. If the Diamondbacks as a franchise sold, Chase Field wouldn't sell with it. So it's just and yes, piece of Yoshi, 81 plus. You're right, 81 plus game. So keep azmajorleague.com. Make sure to do that. Appreciate you guys being here late with us. Appreciate you being here in overtime. BCSC says in the post, 2 grown men were kissing, 1 love. Yes. We get it. I don't understand why people have a problem with any of this. BCSC also says, I got Ryan back on track. Shoulder watch. Let's go. Cesar says, Perdomo's nickname is Spanish, is so elite. La Rana. Oh, man. I'm going to get flamed for this one.
Frog.
It's just frog. Yeah.
I think it's Rania.
La Rania. Oh, yeah. See, that's even better. Paven Smith clears Shohei Otami's tummy from BCSC. Thank you. And then he also said Merrill Kelly clears Yoshibubu's Yappa Turtle bums. Yeah, that might be my favorite one yet. My Nips Hurt says, okay, hear me out. Dbacks moved to DC. 2-team city like LA and New York. DC Diamondbacks versus Washington Nationals. A big rivalry on the East Coast. Let's go. I'm just glad you're here, my Nips Hurt. That's honestly it. And
I can't decide if I love how much I hate this guy or hate how much I love this guy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty stuck in between on that one.
I love him. I love him. I'm glad he's here. I'm glad you're all here. Thank you guys so much for being Diamondbacks fans. Of course, let's keep them here and let's keep them winning. Diamondbacks got Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly going in the rest of this series, so things look pretty good. Damon and I apparently have to do emergency post-game shows, which might be a problem for me because I think I'll be managing a pro wrestler at the time the game is going on tomorrow night. But hey, we'll figure it out one way or another. But we'll say we're going to do a post-game show so that the Diamondbacks think we're going to do one. And then they'll win a game. So that's what we need them to win. Keep on winning. Of course, you guys keep winning. We love to see our friends winning, and we are thankful for you guys being here. Again, like I said earlier, or not earlier, but so many times on this show, your time, remember this, this isn't just a catchy line I say on the show. Your time is sincerely your most valuable commodity. Don't let anyone steal it from you. Don't give it to people that don't deserve it. And of course, we thank you for sharing your very valuable time with us. We will be back on Monday with another Mailbag Monday episode. I mean, tomorrow and Sunday with post-game shows for the Diamondbacks if they're listening. But we'll be back on Monday for the rest of you. So make sure to send us your Mailbag Monday questions. Until then, make sure you guys have a wonderful weekend. Go out there and get your Father's Day polo shirts. Make sure to honor your father, right? Like, it was great. I have to give a shout out to my favorite person in the clubhouse at Diamondbacks games, and that is one Vincent Grichuk. That is Randall Grichuk's son, who is, quite frankly, one of the most adorable children I've ever seen in my entire life. And just watching this little man grow up around Chase Field and around a baseball team is delightful to me. If you get a chance, go to Grichuk's Instagram. I should have grabbed it and thrown it on here, but there's a picture of Grichuk he is in the batting cage hitting, while Vincent is looking on like a little baseball GM, and he's watching the results of his dad's hits, and he's trying to give his dad some pointers. And let me tell you, as a person whose daughter was once this big and is now 14 years old and actively stealing all of my Marvel related clothing from me, it goes by fast. So if you are a parent, enjoy it. Enjoy every minute of it. And don't blink, because they'll be way too big before you know it. If you are lucky enough to still have your father in your life, make sure you celebrate him this weekend. We love all the dads out there. We thank you guys all for everything you've done for us.
Happy Father's Day, Derek.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I'll tell you, I love this show. I love hosting this show.
You are the dad of this show.
And
you have been since the beginning.
I apparently have become kind of the dad of PHNX, and I do not like that.
Well,
I am going to go out for cigarettes on all of you and never come back. That's for sure.
Leah is for sure the mom.
Yeah, Leah's
I mean,
for sure.
Let's be honest, Derek. Like when you think about it, you're always doing all like the handiwork stuff. Like, oh, we need a shelf built.
Yep.
Hey, Derek, sounds like your type of job. And then Leah's organizing like all the snacks. It's a perfect dynamic.
And then every once in a while, we combine to go into the kitchen and clean up after all of you monsters for not doing your dishes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the reason why I wasn't going to turn on this goddamn cactus light, because I knew I was going to have to get a drill, and I was going to have to drill a hole in this bookcase and put a wire through. Luckily, it's battery operated, but yeah, I wouldn't have done the rest of that stuff. I would have had to find the battery charger for the drill. I don't even know where it is around here, and Lord knows the rest of you don't. We know you don't. We know the rest of you don't. So, but again, thank you guys. Thank you for the wonderful wishes for Father's Day. Like I said, I love doing this show. This is my dream job. This is the best thing I've ever done with my life, except for being a father. Being a father is the best thing I've ever done with my life, and I'm so proud of that little girl and the decisions she makes every day. And she tells me so much about her life, and I'm thankful for that. Like that's the big thing. If you can keep your kids talking to you and telling them about your day, I think you've done a great job as a parent. So happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, all the Diamondbacks dads, all of you out there. Thank you guys for stopping by, being here on a Friday night. We appreciate you so much. We will be back, like I said, on Monday. Lawrence said how to send in your Mailbag Monday tweets. If you're not on Twitter, and some of you aren't, just email me, Derek@gophnx.com. Shoot me an email. Title it Mailbag Monday. I'd be happy to read your emails as well. I want to make sure I'm trying to give everybody an opportunity to throw those in. Also, if you are able to join us, drop your Mailbag Monday questions in the chat and we'll make sure to read them. But of course, love you guys again so much for being here. We will see you on Monday. Be calm, see clearly. He said Shade was throwing a lot in that monologue. You're damn right. You're damn right. But it's because I love this team. Just like you guys all love this team. We got to do everything we can to make sure that they get that lease situation figured out and don't go anywhere. But again, thank you guys so much. We'll see you after this weekend. Have a wonderful weekend. Behave yourselves, Candace, and to the rest of you, also behave yourselves. Have a wonderful weekend. And remember, kids, baseball is fun, but man, it is so much more fun when you have a team that can beat the Padres.
We all silly like the mayor.